Hello, my name is Camille Sigluidi, a Senior Hazardous Substance Engineer. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the Healthy-Nail-Salon-Recognition-Program, what you've committed to, and the benefits of becoming part of this free initiative. Today, San Francisco and many counties in California are working together to improve the work environment for nail salons. The HNSR program reduces exposure to toxic chemicals found in nail salon products for salon workers and their clients. The program makes salons more productive, profitable, and healthier for nail salon employees and customers. Survey results show that 89% of customers are willing to pay more per nail salon service for a healthier environment. Over 50% stated that they were willing to pay $5 to $10 more to not smell fumes when getting their nails done. First, let's discuss what a healthy nail salon is. It is a salon that commits to safer practices, safer products, and improved ventilation. Criteria 1. Use safer products. First, use nail polishes that do not contain what we call the toxic trio, which are toluene, formaldehyde, dibutylphthalate, also known as DBP. DBP affects thyroid functions, is linked to reproductive problems, and decreases sperm count in adult men. Toluene evaporates into salon indoor air and impacts the central nervous system, causes irritation to the throat and lungs, birth defects, and harms your reproductive system. Formaldehyde evaporates into the air of salon and can cause eye, nose, and throat irritation, respiratory irritation, asthma, skin rash, and cancer. Next, avoid using thinners, but if you must, use a thinner without toluene and without methyl ketone, also known as MEK. Toluene and MEK can irritate skin, eyes, nose, throat, and lungs. They can also cause headaches, dizziness, nausea, and confusion. Toluene has been linked to developmental harm in unborn children. Then make sure the artificial nail products you use do not contain liquid methyl methacrylate monomers, also known as MMA. MMA was banned by U.S. Food and Drug Administration in artificial nail products because it can harm people's health, causing respiratory and skin irritation, contact dermatitis, and headaches. Next, choose nail polish removers free from ethyl acetate and butyl acetate. Ethyl acetate and butyl acetate can cause health problems like the ones you see listed on this slide. Finally, do not use products brought in by your customers unless they meet program criteria. Check the labels on the product that your customers bring in to make sure the chemicals we've mentioned are not in them. Criteria 2. Adopt safer work practices. First, make sure your salon and tools you are using are clean. The California Barbering and Cosmetology Code tells you what standards to follow. Use the right personal protective equipment for chemicals you are using. Gloves must be worn whenever handling nail salon products, especially when applying artificial nails. Gloves help reduce dust and chemical exposure. Gloves protect your skin from burns, irritation, and allergic reactions to chemicals. Masks reduce exposure to nail dust, which can cause respiratory irritation and asthma. Safety glasses or goggles can protect your eyes from chemical spills, fingernail clippings, nail filings, and acrylic dust. Long sleeves can protect you against chemical spills. If a spill does occur, remove clothes immediately. Wear nitrile gloves when applying artificial nails or handling nail products, and neoprene or latex glove when using acetone. Remember to change your gloves with each new customer or activity and make sure your gloves don't have any tears. If your skin gets irritated, stop using the chemicals. Wear a mask when preparing, applying, filing, sanding, and removing artificial or gel nails. Use an N95 dust mask. A medical mask does not provide the same level of protection. Note that N95 mask protects you from dust, not from chemical vapors. You can see examples on the slide of both safety glasses and goggles. Either are acceptable and must be worn by salon workers when handling chemicals in the HNSR program. Long sleeves. Wear long sleeves and cover legs to prevent direct skin contact with chemicals and acrylic dust. Lab coat-style clothing with long sleeves may substitute for long sleeve clothing and long pants or skirt. All the forms of personal protective equipment we've discussed help you avoid being exposed to chemicals while you're working. There are 4 routes of exposure to chemicals. You can inhale them through your nose, ingest them through your mouth, and absorb them through your skin or eyes. Inhalation can occur through your nose and mouth by breathing in dust from filing and buffing. Inhalation can also happen when vapors are released into the air you breathe and when working with nail products. Inhaling chemicals and dust can cause several health problems such as asthma and cancer. Ingestion through your mouth is another route of exposure. By eating and drinking at your workstation, you can increase your exposure to chemicals which may cause dizziness or accidental poisoning. To decrease your exposure, wash your hands regularly. Another route of exposure is absorption through your skin or eyes, which can cause skin rash or burning eyes. Chemicals could splash into your eyes or onto your skin while mixing or pouring. In summary, the short-term effects of chemical exposure are dizziness, itchy, watery eyes, difficulty breathing, and red, irritated skin. Long-term effects include asthma or cancer. Take a moment and think about if you have experienced any of these short or long-term effects. Lastly, chemicals also affect an unborn baby's nervous system, which can cause learning disabilities or birth defects. Safe handling of chemicals is also part of adopting safe work practices. Your salon manager or owner should keep safety data sheets for all the chemicals used in your salon in a binder that anyone can access. Use these so that you know how to handle the chemicals you are working with safely. Many chemicals you work with can easily catch fire. Make sure you follow the guidelines on the slide to protect yourself from harm. Transfer chemicals. Transfer chemicals in a well-ventilated area that is away from sources of ignition. Do not transfer chemicals close to areas where food and drinks are stored. Open doors, windows during chemical transfers if possible. Wear safety glasses, goggles, and proper gloves when transferring chemicals. When transferring chemicals from larger containers to smaller bottles, label both containers, bottles, with contents and associated hazard. Pour an appropriate amount of chemicals for daily use into a closed dispenser. Close containers when not in use. The same fire warnings also apply when storing chemicals. Store chemical that is away from heat and ignition sources. Many chemicals are flammable and can easily catch fire. Comply with all applicable fire codes requirements to prevent fire hazards. Do not store chemicals close to areas where food and drinks are stored. Do not keep any extra products in large containers at workstations. We'd like to point out which nail salon products are considered hazardous waste and then share information on how to dispose of them properly. The chemicals and states they are in are considered hazardous waste. We'll give you a few moments to review them here. Here are some specific things you should be doing when disposing of chemicals considered hazardous waste. Place any saturated cotton balls or anything soaked with artificial nail liquid in a sealed glass container. At the end of each day, throw the contents of the sealed container into an outside waste bin for hazardous waste. Waste bins should be metal and have a lid to keep fumes at a minimal in the salon. These items should not be thrown in the trash and should be taken to a hazardous waste facility. Consult your local HNSR coordinator to find out how to properly dispose of nail salon waste in your area. Adopting these practices will help you avoid exposure to chemicals you work with. Safer work habits. Always wash hands with soap and water before and after working with clients, after handling, transferring chemicals, and before eating, drinking, applying cosmetics, and smoking. Provide clean towels for each customer. Do not eat, drink, store food, or smoke in work areas. Always keep food and drinks covered. Designate an area for eating and drinking that is separated from work areas. Bandage cover all open cuts or wounds on their skin. Do not use clients' personal tools. Avoid breathing chemical vapors, dust, and particles by using appropriate personal protective equipment, ventilation, or both. Safer work habits. Do not reuse non-metal tools and discard them immediately after use on a single client. Non-metal tools include nail files, emery board, buffers, buffing discs on electric files, wood cuticle sticks, toe separators, pumice stones, gloves, cotton pads, sponges. Safer work habits. Wash work clothes separately from other clothes to prevent salon dust and chemicals from spreading to other clothes. Criteria 3. Implement proper ventilation. There are easy ways to create ventilation in a salon. Open doors and windows when possible to let fresh air in. If there is a ceiling or window fan, ensure it is turned on and working. Exhaust indoor air to the outdoors through windows, doors, fans, or ventilation. A localized ventilation unit uses high-efficiency particulate air, HEPA, filters for particulates and activated cold filters for vapor capture. If you choose to go with a localized ventilation unit, it is important to change the filters every 6 to 12 months for the machine to remain effective in removing pollutants. Remember, table fans are not a substitute for a ventilation unit. They just blow contaminated air around and can be a fire hazard when working with chemicals. To be considered a gold tier salon, one of these 3 systems pictured here must be in place and used during work hours. Clean or change filters of all ventilation systems regularly as specified by the vendor. There are also physical changes you can practice to have better health, like the ones in the images on this slide. Also recommended for gold tier salons are the environmentally friendly practices listed on this slide. To join the HNSR program, salons must complete the application, complete the training, schedule an appointment with the local HNSR coordinator, and meet the certification requirements. Your salon went through this process to get certified as a healthy nail salon and will be inspected at least once a year to make sure the requirements are followed to maintain the certificate. If you have any questions about how to keep up the requirements, reach out to your local coordinator. The state guidelines are here, dtsc.ca.gov/SCP/healthy-nails-salon-recognition-program/.